Aloha. Oh my
Un-
goodness, you would not believe what this morning has looked like. So I'm just really glad that we're here this morning. So if you don't know what channel you're on right now, you are on Kiwanis Connect with WWTV LasVegas.com. And so I'm looking very shiny because I've been running around the house trying to make sure that we're all connected together. And I'm so energized because we're talking about one of my favorite things in all of Kiwanis world. So I'm glad you guys are all here. I've got a couple of really special guests today. And I also want John to pop in and be able to tell us about things that are going on WWD since Aaron's not here today and we're missing him big time. And I don't do it justice when I start talking about all of his shows. But first, I'd like to introduce or reintroduce for some people Charles Allison. Hey, Charles.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. And so we also have Patricia Larrigan, and she is calling in without video because she's actually doing double duty. And so, hi, Patricia.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. So Patricia is like the queen of all rose float. And so that's really what we're talking about. And most people are thinking, Val, we're still in 2024. Didn't we just do a float? And it was just like, yeah, it started January 1. And our year is a little bit different for Rose Float than it is for everybody else in the Kiwanis world. So while we're ending the Kiwanis year and celebrating and doing installations right now, we've been working for quite a while on this new float. So Charles, tell us a little bit about what's been going on so far. And Patricia, jump on in because I know that you're the district chair or co-chair for the district project.
So big picture for people who don't know, kind of how the cycle goes. We had the parade on New Year's Day, and the floats got all pulled back to the warehouse, and starting about February, they rip all the old flowers, everything off, pull everything down to the shell, and then March and April floats start building the new ones. And so a lot of the floats, all of the big pieces are already constructed. So like our Kiwanis International float is pretty much all done. It's just waiting for all of the flowers and everything to be put on. So that part of it, from our project standpoint is great. But what we've been doing throughout the year is trying to continue to raise awareness about our project and let everybody know, hey, this is an amazing opportunity to volunteer, to help, promote and share the mission of Kiwanis International, to the whole world, because the Tournament of Roses parade is this fantastic, platform that gives all kinds of visibility. And so we've been going around the country, to different Kiwanis districts even, and sharing the excitement of this project. We've been obviously sharing it in the California, Nevada, Hawaii district as well. So we're just we are up to full steam now. Just letting everybody know, hey, now's the time to get involved. If you want to come out to Irwindale and help us, decorate the float, if you want to help feed, the thousands of volunteers that are coming through, now is the time to get involved. If you want to be, part of our club, if you want to be a friend of the Rose Float, now is the time to get involved.
And Kathy Szymanski, hi, Kathy. She said, oh my gosh, I didn't know that it's already done. And so what you're really talking about is the structure, all the welding, all of the shell. It doesn't include the flowers and it doesn't include the dry materials that go on it. And that's where the hard work begins because the Phoenix Decorating does those parts of it. That's really the structure that we're paying for. But now the work is on the weekends and those kind of things. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But Patricia, what are we focusing in on the district level? Because I think that a lot of people don't realize it's not just the Rose Float Club. This is a district-wide project. Oh, there you are. Sorry. You're even more beautiful when your face is here.
So our focus is to one is to have our Kiwanians, their families, and our service leadership programs, which is our Key Clubs, our Circle K, our Kiwins, even our Action Club. Don't want to leave them out. come out and help decorate. But more importantly, we do need funds to build the float, and we need funds to make sure that we feed all of our volunteers and that we get them there, because some of them come a distance and it does cost to transport them. So, collectively, we want to make this a positive experience for everybody and not make it so they have to struggle to have that experience of being part of the Rose Float.
All right. So is it making, so right now what we're doing is getting the funding together, right? Because we straddle two parts of the Kiwanis year. And so the Kiwanis funding year ends September 30th. So we're hoping that clubs that have leftover money, you know who you are out there, maybe you would get a Rose Float fellowship medallion and give it to somebody in your club out of what you have left over in your funds this year, right? Before September 30th? Are there
Yes.
other things that people can do with leftover money? Because I know that in my normal budgeting life, getting to the end of the year or the end of the month, there's nothing left. But Kiwanians always seem to have money. So what other ways can they help us financially? Either
They
one of you
can
can jump on.
they can sponsor the Rose Float, and it will accept sponsorships anytime. They can also just make a straight up donation to help us with any costs that may be incurred.
Mm-hmm.
And they can do opportunity drawing tickets for tickets to the game and the parade. And they can, like I say, they can make a general donation to help with our students for whatever their needs are to be able to experience this, which also includes t-shirts.
Okay. So, it's like when you talk about sponsoring, tell me a little bit more about the sponsorship process. And Charles, I know that you have been spending a lot of time on this process. And so when you were out in Florida, did you get any sponsors?
We didn't get any sponsors specifically, but what was amazing about visiting Florida was the conversations that we had with people, at the leadership level in Florida, getting their excitement up, saying, hey, this is something that we absolutely, this is benefiting all of Kiwanis International. And we were really just making people aware that the project exists. So there was a lot of excitement that we got. People were buying merch from us. People were asking about, what it takes to come out, to California for the decorating process. So we were building support, but not in Florida specifically. We didn't get sponsors, but I think we're definitely going to get there. So everybody in the Kiwanis world, we'll take your support and happily welcome you into the family.
Absolutely. So, and I know, Patricia, you put together the sponsorship program. And so are there any highlights of how they can sponsor and what that really looks like?
So the biggest highlight is again, there are levels of sponsorships, starting at $250 all the way up to $1,000. And it just kind of depends on what you get in there, depending on your level. But the important thing is, as Charles mentioned, we're in the process of reordering the 2025 Rose Float pins because they were so popular. The design was so adorable that we sold out of 500 pins already. So we are going to order more. We also have these beautiful sewn patches that depict our float this year. And so whatever level, I mean, the highest level includes a plaque commemorating your donation, and then some of them include opportunity drawing tickets and a couple of pins and a patch.
Okay, very, very cool. For a lot of people out there, they don't know much about this, and so they're still gleaning and they're excited about this. I was hoping maybe John might show a video that will kind of spur some conversation. What do you think, Charles?
Absolutely.
Okay, John, do you have that?
For over 100 years,
The Pasadena Tournament of Roses Parade has been a New Year's Day tradition, enjoyed by millions of people around the world. Over the years, Kiwanis International has been represented with beautifully decorated floats that share the Kiwanis story and mission. The Rose Float Project is organized by the California, Nevada, Hawaii District of KI and the Rose Float Club of Pasadena, but we need and rely on the support of all Kiwanians. This year's parade theme is The Best Day Ever, and the KI float will be named Being Together. Whether you are in Southern California or anywhere in the world, we invite you to be a part of this amazing experience. Join us in person to decorate the floats. Support our effort by purchasing merchandise or making donations of any size. Become a friend of the Rose Float or join the Rose Float Club. To learn more, visit us on the web, on social media, or scan this QR code.
And we're back. Nice video. That was well done. That was well put together, and a nice explanation of what it's all about.
And it's been received well. In fact, we took it to Icon in Denver, and we've got a lot of publicity there. So it's been a fantastic tool for us to help get the message out.
And do you have a phone number or something that anybody can call? Or
oops, hold on. We do not have a phone number. We do have all of our social media channels. I think that's Val asking for a phone number to call in.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, there she is.
I think I got so excited about the commercial that my electronics just went to blue. I love that commercial, and so did you guys talk about how to call in and ask questions or anything like that while I was going?
And Val, I'm not in the studio today, so I'm zooming in remotely. So, but they can go to the chat. They can go to our Facebook pages, the WWDB TV Las Vegas. You can go to the Kiwanis Facebook page or our YouTube channel, the WWDB TV YouTube channel, and you can chat your questions or right in there as just like Kathy did right there. So, and Herman also said that he liked the video. So that's high praise coming from Herman. So.
Herman, hello, Herman.
Absolutely awesome. And, in any district around the Kiwanis world, you can get a copy of that video. So you can show it at your mid-years. You can show it at your division council meetings. You can even show it at a club meeting. Because we really want every Kiwanian to believe that this is their float and understand this is their float. Sometimes I make up the number, but Patricia, how many people actually watch the parade live and on TV? Oh, John knows the answer. Trivia.
No. I've been there. I've been there twice live, and it's something that I am just absolutely glad that I did, but I will never do it again. So yeah, I like to watch it on TV. It's a lot more comfortable, and most of the time it's not as cold.
Absolutely,
it is an experience. If you ever get the chance to go, I mean, you need to do it once in a lifetime. Just like being here in Vegas, out on the Strip or downtown on New Year's Eve. You have to do it once.
Mm-hmm. And the answer is once.
So far, that we know of, that we can confirm. We have one confirmed, okay? And anybody else, please feel free to jump in the chat room and let us know if you've been there or if you watch it on TV. So,
absolutely. So is the number really around 65 million people that watch?
Worldwide, I believe that is correct. That's the last number I had heard, I think. We talked about this last year, didn't we? About so
yeah, because it includes the people who watch live, in the U.S. when it's happening, and the live streams all around the world. And then go back and watch, the replays as well.
And when I was talking to people in Louisiana, a lot of people were like, "This is what I've grown up with. we actually get in our PJs and we have our cocoa and we don't even get dressed yet, and we watch the parade. And we're always looking for the Kiwanis float. And so I think that that's absolutely amazing. And so when you think about, you can be a part of something that 65 plus million with an M people watch. That's huge. And that's something to be very proud of. So, Patricia, have you actually sat out there and watched the floats?
I have, when I was younger and could tolerate the cold and the heat and all the elements and everything. Absolutely. Brought my sleeping bag, got no sleep, stayed on all night. And again, as John says, you have to do it just once. At
Just
least
once.
stay out all night. It's a whole experience. And
Mhm.
I have to say, the biggest experience is when you actually get to work on the float and then you watch the float and you look and say, oh, I remember that. And I remember doing that. And I remember putting those roses on or those flowers. And
I did that square of roses right there on that
yeah,
corner.
it's the whole experience. It just changes, I think,
Mhm.
your way of thinking when you actually participate in creating the float
Mhm. Mhm.
and then watching it.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
for people who might be, curious about, what the process is and what the experience of working on these floats is like, follow us on social media. We are in most of the social medias at Kiwanis.rosefloat. So check out our Instagram, see us on Facebook. There's all kinds of, posts, and we're linked and share links with everybody in the Kiwanis world who comes and visits the site, so you can see kind of up close and personal. Here's some key clubbers who are putting things on one bead at a time, and and just making all of these intricate textures happen. Because yes, it looks cool on the, of course it's amazing when you watch it on TV, but when you are up close and there's this bridge and it's this beautiful brown textures, but you get up close in the float site and you're like, oh, that's coffee. What an amazing, and just all of the smells of the natural materials there. And don't even get me started on the flowers. Obviously,
Mhm.
got hay fever, take your allergy pills, but it's so amazing, all of the all of the fragrant roses that are there, and the ways that all of these different materials are used. And we're volunteers come in without any kind of florist experience, nothing like that, but we're working with really world-class artists. These are
Yes.
the teams that build these floats, the people that design these floats. We're talking, they have won hundreds of awards for this very particular art medium that is just really spectacular to behold up close. And really the only way that you can get up, really close, within, inches of it, is to actually, decorate the float or be a rider on the float. And that's a really rare experience. But with Kiwanis International, we can hook you up.
How many,
Absolutely.
excuse me, Charles, how many people are actually participating in this? Not just on the Kiwanis float, but there's 100 or more floats in the parade, so there's got to be just a huge number of people down there in the warehouses.
Right. So there's usually in an average parade, and Patricia, if you've got better numbers on this, let me know. But I think there's in the neighborhood of 45 to 50 floats that are in every parade. And Phoenix Decorating usually does about a third of those.
Okay.
So last year we had people who were working on, I want to say 12 or 13 different floats. So not only the Kiwanis International float, but we work on Trader Joe's and City of Newport Beach and the Elks
And lions.
and
Mhm.
Lion and the the spirit of camaraderie, especially between the major service organizations. There's friendly rivalries that happen between Kiwanis and Rotary, and between the Elks and all of the different groups that are there, but everybody is there working together, on this amazing project. And it's just neat to be able to, help uplift everyone, with the messages of, hope and encouragement, that are there. And it really does make for, a fantastic time for everybody who's there.
So as a volunteer, when you're watching the parade, you can say, oh, I worked on that one. Oh, I worked on that one. Oh, I worked on that one. That's awesome that you get the opportunity to do all of those different and meet all of the great people there. So, and Dave Arnold should be popping in any minute. I got a note from him that he had not yet received or couldn't find the link. So I sent him another one. So hopefully we got him covered here soon.
And something, so I wanted to share something that I think is absolutely amazing, is that this is a memory that people have for the rest of their life, and they will talk about it forever. It's like when I was talking to people in Georgia at their district convention, and part of the conversation was, I remember once when I was 7. And I'm like, okay. I actually was in Pasadena, and we went to Disneyland, and then we went to the Rose Parade, and it was the coolest thing ever. And if someone who's 77 remembers back to being 7, that is a memory of a lifetime. That is beyond cool. And I can share you, I'm one of those unicorns. I actually had the chance to ride the float twice.
Wow.
And so I have the permanent poster. I'm going to do like this. It's like stage right. And show that was the first float that I got to ride on. And I had been working with the float for 2 years, and I kept thinking, wouldn't it be awesome to be on there? And it's a magical experience. And then as governor, you get the opportunity to also ride on the float. But there are multiple opportunities to ride. And when we come back from commercial break, I would love to talk about how people can participate and how you might be able to ride on the 2026 float, because I think all the seats are sold out, right, Patricia? Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, John, if we go to commercial break, maybe Dave will be here by the time we get back.
We got it. Here we go, kiddos.
All right.
Are you feeling overwhelmed or stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Our program called CARE takes you through community, awareness, resources, and education so we can support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Moment. Visit our website or follow us on social media, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
Thanks to the efforts of the Cal Neva District of Kiwanis, there's been a Kiwanis presence in the Rose Bowl Parade for more than half of the New Year's Day Parade since 1921. In the past, our efforts were funded through club sponsorships, outside sponsorships, by the generous donations from Kiwanis members or club foundations sponsoring riders on the Kiwanis float itself. The District Rose Float Committee handles fundraising, and the Kiwanis Rose Float Club secures and organizes the volunteers. When Kiwanis International wanted to sponsor a large portion of our float, momentum from our clubs was lost due to any fundraising. The time has come to have our clubs increase their involvement in the fundraising efforts. But the Rose Float Kiwanis Club needs the help from all Kiwanis clubs, its members, and businesses to answer the call for support. Visit our Kiwanis Rose Float page on Facebook. Help make sure that Kiwanis International will let the world continue to smell the roses for a long time.
And so if you pull up onto the side of the road, you can back that up and rewind and actually get the QR code. But please don't scan that QR code while you're on the road.
Yeah.
So Um,
In fact, you've done a number of shows pulled off to the side of the road, Val, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and I almost thought I was going to have to race 7 miles away so that I could have Wi-Fi service. Again, I live in something seriously remote. I may have to rent a studio. Who knows? But it's this rose float experience is amazing, and so many people are trying to figure out, how do I get there? And so I want to do a shout out to Bruce Hammond in the Louisiana, Mississippi, West Tennessee district, because he's trying to figure out how to get a group of 10 people to come out and actually work on the float. And Charles, because Dave's not here, can you walk through a little bit about how people can do that? And Patricia, I know some things have changed, so can you walk us through how people can set up for that last week in December and come help be a part of the magic?
Absolutely. So sorry, my computer just did a funny glitch thing. So if I looked a little distracted, that was why. Easiest thing to do to learn everything about the project and how to volunteer is go to KiwanisRosefloatClub.com. From our main club website there, we have links to our sign-up portal. And the sign-up portal there will give you all of the information about all of the days and times that are available, and it gives you the opportunity to actually sign up. So once you've signed up, then you'll need to figure out your own transportation and accommodations. This year we're working on ways to support the transportation effort, but let me see. I'm pulling my screen up so I can give the accurate information. So this year, the dry materials decorating days, those are happening on 3 Saturdays in December. So December 7th, December 14th, and December 21st. And those are 2 shifts each day. So there's an 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then a 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on those 3 days. And then
but before you go through that, so what does a dry day look like? Because I think there's an incentive, right, to be on a dry day?
There is. I don't have all of that information ready to share yet,
Okay.
but we are definitely spicing up the offering on the dry days to encourage people to come up. We had some special pins that we created last year so that everybody got it's a little extra something that you can only get when you're working the dry days, and we have some other things in the works that we're going to be excited to share soon. But the dry days, what you're actually doing on those days is we're grinding up status, which is one of the, if you work on the site, everybody learns really quickly how important status is, because there's only a few plants that can be dried out, in the natural world that can present different shades of blue and purple specifically. And so status is one of the most resilient. So there's a lot of trimming of that, but all of the dry materials, whether it's bark or pampas grass or dry leaves and stuff that can be applied, all of those materials are glued on with really amazing artistic techniques, and it's stuff that can be done that's not going to deteriorate over a few weeks.
Okay.
And so that's why that's why those can be done on chunks on 3 Saturdays.
So can you do pampas grass and rice and those kind of things as well?
Absolutely.
Okay. Patricia, you popped in, which means that you have something that you wanted to talk about.
I just want to add, it's very important that we do need people for the dry days, because until we finish the dry stuff, we can't get to the roses.
Yeah.
And to the flowers. So, a lot of people like to wait till the very end. But until we get all the other stuff done and get all the vials ready, all the pre-work, it's important that everybody knows we've got to get that stuff done in order to get to the, as Charles say, the allergy, the allergy stuff.
I always call it the sexy stuff because everybody wants to touch roses, and they see the flower trucks roll in on Wednesday and they just get, oh, I've got to do this, and I want to be the ones that stuff the roses into the vials and all that. But that's not as it's not nearly as important as getting the foundation, right? It's the foundation for anything. If you don't start with a good base, then nothing else is going to turn out well. And when we're doing the judging, I think that part of the score isn't really about the flowers, right? Part of the score is about the overall appearance.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Everything has to be to its finest.
Mm-hmm.
So everything counts. You can't leave something partially covered. If it's black, then and I've worked with this before and had black everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You've got these black seeds and onion seeds, but everything has to be covered before you can move on to the next step.
And
And
one
you,
thing,
and you really got to like working with glue.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And anecdotally, I will say the volunteers who come in on the dry days, they end up coming back, year after year, specifically on the dry days,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a different, like, everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be great to, to jab the flowers in. And yes, that part is absolutely fun. But in terms of something that you can really get, your hands on and, really understand the artistic, stuff that's involved, you are really intimately involved in a float if you are putting on the dry materials. And, I'm thinking of the Newport Beach, float last year where they had like 7 floats, together, and they were all of these different kind of holiday related themes. And
Mm-hmm.
one floats had all of these like hard candies around it, but the hard candies were, if you can imagine the like the little peppermint candy things that are usually like this big, on the float it was this big around, and it's all of these interwoven patterns of different colored dried beans.
Wow.
And the process that going through and just putting on each one, you're sitting there working for 2 or 3 hours on this on this one little piece. But when you step back and look, that little piece is a super important portion of the overall float. And yes, every float's going to have a lot of fresh flowers, but it's that extra artistry and that extra intricacy involved, that really gets the judge's attention. And that those
Mm-hmm.
kind of details are what make award-winning floats.
And those kind of details are, I get, when you are watching the parade, you get goofy about, because you go, I did that. The very first float I ever worked on was in 1995 when my mother-in-law's float for the Lions group, and I worked on acorns on a wagon wheel. And the whole time I'm working on acorns for 2 days, and my hands are stiff and all the glue and everything. I'm like, oh my goodness, no one's going to even notice this. But I'm the kind of person that I'm not going to the actual parade. I sit in my little easy chair, or Andy and I are at a restaurant or something like that, with our feet up. And when that parade rolled by, and we saw Mom on the float and all of the intricate little acorns, I said, oh my God, it looks so good. I did that. And so, hey, Santa.
Oh, what's going on? I like to make an entrance.
Well, you definitely do.
That's Will.
One of Santa's reindeer had a bad hoof there. So.
Exactly. But, good morning to all. Sorry, my Mac and by the way, is Aaron on the line? Is Aaron here?
No, we kind of banned him for a couple of weeks.
I can understand that, because I was going to say, I don't care what Aaron says, but John Stiles came through, and he's a good guy. So, anyhow.
Yeah, despite technology, we persisted.
Yes, indeed. John did a great job in helping me out.
So one of the things I'm so glad that you popped in, we were talking about getting people involved. How are the signups going so far for the decorating?
In all this dead time that I was wasting, once again, our dry days are really exciting, but they are falling way behind. Looking at my Who's Been Good and Bad book, we have 20 people signed up on our dry days, and that's out of, quick math, 600.
So so every slot, whether it's the dry days or the floral days, every slot we have 300 to 400 slots available. So that means on each of those shifts on the dry days, we need 300 people there from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We need another 300 people there from 4 to 8. And on some of those slots, like when I was looking at it yesterday, like there's some days where we've got 4. There's some days where we've got 20. So we really want to get the word out. If you're in the Southern California, area, if you want to come and make a trip out of it, those Saturdays are fantastic days to come, especially if you've got family plans specifically around Christmas. If you come and work on December 7th, you can be at Universal Studios Hollywood on the 8th. You can be at Disneyland on the 6th. Just saying, there's all sorts of things that you can do if you make the journey out to California and help us with the decorating. And you've got the rewards obviously of working on this amazing project that you then get to see wherever you are in the world on New Year's Day.
Okay,
that's
so
exactly what I was going to say.
You guys are so simpatico. You must be related.
I know.
Yeah, maybe. So.
Well, and just to go one step farther, Charles, did you want to say anything about the fresh? Well, never mind. Fresh days, we are doing actually well. We
have some shifts that are completely full.
Go ahead. No, the 27th is completely full, and it's kind of going about average. But we have had several large groups call in early because they didn't get the space they wanted last time, and I've had several emails from folks confirming the link, confirming they're doing everything right, because they were boxed out last year. So don't get messed up. Don't get boxed out from a slot. Order early. Get in there.
And one thing that's important to say is, if you're a smaller group, if you're 4 or 5 people, if you're not trying to bring in 100 people, if you're trying to bring in a smaller group and the slots are full, go ahead and sign up we've got waiting lists for every slot. And the reality is, we will have room for, people that come in, because what happens is if we've got a group of 100 people and they show up, on the day and there's only 80 of them, 80 is still a really good number, but we really need every single person, we need every single slot that we have there, because there is a job for everybody. So if you're a family of 4, or if you're a group of friends that want to come in and you see the slot that's full, go ahead and sign up for the waiting list. We will reach out and let you know. Go ahead and plan on coming in. We have room for you. So don't think that, because this is the time that I want to go and it's all full, I can't do it this year. No, we'll make room for you in those kind of situations.
Is there an upper or lower age limit on who can volunteer?
Yes, because Phoenix Decorating is an industrial work site. So for insurance purposes,
right,
they can't have anybody who's actually working on the floats if you're under 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have with Kiwanis, obviously we've got the structures in place for chaperones and whatnot. But I don't know if Santa could speak better to what those restrictions are.
Wait. Can I step back to that for a minute? So if I have, say, 2 small children, or 8 or 10 or 11 or something like that, I can bring them with me, and there will be someone there that can basically babysit them while we're working on the float. Is that what you were saying? No?
I would say under 12 would be a problem. just because of attention span.
Right.
And what Charles had mentioned, we may be able to have them filling vials. Every one of those major flowers, the roses, every one of those has to be in a vial, and that's filling water into that little vial. And we may be able to have them do it, but I would not expect that they'd be able to have the patience to be there for a full shift.
No. I thought what he was saying was that if we had children that we brought with us, there is activities for them somewhere else while we're working on the float. That's why I wanted to clarify that, if I understood you correctly or not. So.
Yes, thank you for the clarifying question. Yeah, it's really not especially for small children. It's not safe for them to be there, and there's not any daycare.
Okay. All right.
See, Santa tries to work them all in, but we just can't.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
These volunteers have absolutely no experience, most of them, right? So I mean, it's not like you need to have some kind of experience.
No.
Okay.
We've had them come back for 8 years. We have
but I'm saying a person with no experience whatsoever could come in there and stand here and put this here. Yeah.
Absolutely, you can come.
Okay.
We expect you to be there.
Okay.
With no
and we have an opportunity of a lifetime to actually, if you have small children, or if you have people that aren't physically able to be a part of it, but really want to come and see the float before it's ready to go, we have a big, it's called the Big Reveal. And so, Santa, do you know anything about the Big Reveal?
Oh, of course I do. It's on November the 2nd. And Charles, do we have an opportunity to flash up a flyer?
We have we've got the graphics ready. I just don't know how to get it up there.
I do. Watch this.
Oh, hey.
Oh, goodness.
So that means if I do this, then look at that.
Wait. Go ahead. One more.
Okay, so here we go.
Perfect.
One more.
Keep going. Okay.
Yep, this is
awesome.
the one. Yay!
Yay!
It is going to be a major event. We're going to have people coming from all over Southern Cal and a couple from Northern Cal that I know of. But it is going to be exciting. We are working, and I can't confirm anything yet, but we're working to coordinate a speaker that's been on the court before. And so I can't confirm anything, but we're working to confirm that. And it's going to be an exciting time. You actually see all of the floats from bare skeleton all the way up to ready for flowers or ready for dry material. So it is exciting. You get a preview of what all of the floats actually, Phoenix is working on, what they all look like. And we don't know how many that's going to be because, oh, come on, who's the float group that
Phoenix Decorated?
Yes. No, this is Phoenix, the one that went out. Fiesta floats. They had I think 6 or something like that, and they're no longer doing it because they got on the bad side. So we don't know if Phoenix is going to absorb any of those or how that's going to happen, but we generally have about 12 to 14. So we'll have lots of stuff that people will be able to see. And that's going to be
it's so exciting because when you pay to come and be a part of this big reveal, your $40 includes lunch, and it includes a little bit of bee-related giveaways. And if you get the VIP package, there are memorabilia and all kinds of fun things that'll be a part of that. So you can bring your kiddos. And for $20 for a kid to come in, or $50 for a general admission, lunch is included, and being able to be up close and personal with the Kiwanis float and maybe some others. It's a great deal. And if you want the full VIP experience with a little bit of tour and all kinds of stuff, it's $75. And so you'll be able to either Venmo on that QR code that we had on the other screen, or we'll show you on our sites how to log in. So if you were to Venmo in or dial into that QR code, you can pay to be able to come to the event. And so it's an opportunity, I think, of a lifetime to actually come and be a part of that. And you'll also be able to adopt a rose.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And so we're bringing back something that people loved being a part of. So if you're sitting in the Capital District in Maryland right now and you go, I wish I could go there, but I can't, you can adopt a rose. And what we'll do is we'll put a rose in a vial, and one of that vial will actually be on the float. And we will send you a picture of us putting your rose on the float. And so go ahead, Dave.
Well, I was going to say, but I don't know if we got it confirmed of putting the name on the vial.
Well, we were coming up with a process for how to make sure that their name is attached to a rose on the float. Yeah. That vial process, but the very first time people will be able to purchase those is going to be at this event, November 2nd, and then in person. And then we will actually have commemorative vials and all that kind of fun stuff there. So if you're physically there, you get a lot of extra experience, but you'll be able to have that and purchase that. Even if you come and decorate, you can actually do a $5 purchase and have your rose on the float. And if you're physically there during decorating time, you will be able to put your rose on the float. So I think it's a cool experience. Charles, what do you think?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Actually, two. I have a comment and a question. One is, I think the bee theme this year is absolutely right on. Now, my question is, how do you get the floats from Irwindale to Pasadena?
It's amazing. Charles, I think they come out on the 30th or the 31st.
It's the 31st. So
okay, so they have the final judging, and then they start bringing them out. Some of them are already out that have pyrotechnics and big things going on that have to get raised up. So they have all those out in the yard in front of the barn. So it is something that is quite an experience, because you see that, and then they go out and they start making groups, and I think they travel down Huntington Drive and then swing up, because they can't go on the freeway. They're only going like 35 miles an hour.
So they basically go down the Arrow Highway from Irwindale, pretty much the straight shot to Pasadena from there. But it's a big thing. Everybody who is there in Irwindale and those surrounding areas, they know this is something they expect every year, and it's kind of its own little mini rose parade. Because the people come out and line the streets. So, we're talking, 2 or 3 in the afternoon, they've got all of the floats that are pulled out, Phoenix lined up on the street there. And there's, all of the, law enforcement shows up, and they've got, the decorating companies have these huge support vehicles, and everything that going on. It is this massive caravan that they've got rolling street closures the entire way. And it's actually part of the requirement for these floats in the parade. They need to demonstrate that they can get from the float to the parade area under their own power.
Without breakdown.
Every float.
Doug Chadwick wanted to remind us very slowly. I do want to enter one quick point. Charles, I don't know if you remember, but we used to live on Fremont in South Pasadena, and we used to have Alhambra, San Gabriel, and a couple of floats on the New Year's Eve. They would be coming up Fremont Avenue, and we'd have one of us would be out there watching for the floats, and we would all come out. We would always have a New Year's Eve party with family, and we would all come out and watch them heading up there. And they were, because you could always see way down, you could see the police motorcycles. And so it was always a big deal. So it's a lot of fun.
So you have a pre-parade parade.
Exactly.
Yeah. The only thing you're missing is all of the horses and marching bands.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty cool. I mean, because what is it, about 12, 14 miles? Is it that far?
I feel like I should know that information.
I feel like you should too.
It feels like it's a really long way. It feels like you're going from one part of California to the other.
Because Irwindale is where the raceway used to be, right?
Yes.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Sunday, Overdale Raceway.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I went to a couple of those.
Yeah, me too. So, and that's I was trying to remember how far that was from the parade start to there. So
it's just about miles.
I thought so. That's exactly. Yeah, that's what Google said.
Yep.
But it's like 6 hours, isn't it, to go from Irwindale to Colorado Boulevard and get lined up?
I think, no, I don't think it's that long.
No, that sounds right. It's
yeah, it's actually a very long time.
Yeah, because they're moving slowly.
Yeah, and so one of the things that is pretty amazing is that the driver is actually looking at a line in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And he's looking down, and he's being talked to through his microphones. And so if you come out and you're touring around, you might want to put your lawn chair out or, sit on the side of the road and watch this go by because it's just part of the magic of the weekend. And well, not weekend, because this year it's going to be in the middle of the week because it's the first is actually a weekday. We only have the parades on the 2nd of January when the first is a Sunday, because in America, Sunday in America is football. And so there is no parade on NFL.
But there was a very practical reason why it wasn't on Sunday is how it started. Right. Because of all the churches on Colorado Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because it was going to interrupt the service. It's because the parade started so long ago. Cars weren't the issue. It was horses.
Right.
And all of the horses, would be tied up in front of these churches on Colorado Boulevard. They couldn't have the parade because they didn't want to upset the horses.
Wow.
There you go.
It would freak the horses out.
And that's how the tradition started, and they've stuck with it in over 140 years.
Wow.
I think on November 2nd, we need to have some Rose Float trivia contests and some prizes, because that is amazing information. And so, wow.
Yep.
Wow. So as we're going through this, John, do we have any more commercials that we need to run? Because we're getting it to the top of the hour.
Let's do that, shall we? So stand by, because we're going to pay some bills here. Thank you.
Are you feeling overwhelmed or stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Our program called CARE takes you through community, awareness, resources, and education so we can support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Moment. Visit our website or follow us on social media, because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
At Kiwanis Family House, we build communities and give hope. But when someone is sick, families can be tested in ways they never imagined. Parents have to travel far from home to get their child the complex medical care needed. They may have to miss work and worry about paying the bills, and all the while, trying to keep their family together. That's where Kiwanis Family House comes in. Kiwanis Family House provides a home away from home for families with sick family members receiving treatment at nearby hospitals. Families stay at Kiwanis Family House for as long as they need. This allows them to be close to their sick family member and each other during a stressful time. Every day, Kiwanis Family House witnesses how families are a powerful source of support and healing during difficult times due to illness or trauma. Every day, Kiwanis Family House celebrates the importance of family and the power of love and support.
I'm so grateful to the Mental Health Matters folks and Melissa. Thank you for being a sponsor of our show. And if you want to sponsor this show and have your commercials running, just contact John at www.tvlasvegas.com, because this is something that I think everybody can get into. It's a great way to have people see what you're doing in your special area. We're putting together a new commercial that's totally focused in on this bee float in the next couple of weeks, and so we'll send that out to clubs and organizations. But you should really get involved in it, and the commercials are very inexpensive. Any club can put together an amazing commercial, just like what the Kiwanis Family House did. And John's the expert on this stuff. So, John, tell us what we can do.
Well, most importantly, or very importantly, is that also by these commercials also helps keep Kiwanis Connects on the air. So it helps us, defray some of the costs that we incur. Commercials run from 200 to 300, depending on whether it's a 30, 45, or 1 minute commercial. And a portion of the proceeds also goes towards the Kiwanis Float Club. So that's you're kind of doing double duty there by helping Kiwanis Connect stay on the air and helping the roads float. And I believe there's a message here that says, "Hi everyone, I'm sitting at the Las Vegas airport." I think that's probably from Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
It is. Hi,
and
Aaron.
He's saying hello all. Okay. So if Aaron, if you've got a dad joke, you can put it in the chat room.
Absolutely. So did any of you guys bring any bad dad jokes with you?
I'm looking.
Not that I can tell in mixed company. No.
Oh.
I realized that every last one of them that I saw, I was not going to share because I'm so bad at it. But,
There's always the good one. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Oh, I know this one. Because he was outstanding in his field.
Absolutely. What do you call fake spaghetti?
SpaghettiOs?
An impasta.
That was good. I like that one.
That was good.
I got one more. How does a penguin build its house?
I give up.
It glues it together.
Oh, Aaron's going to get a run for his money. Go ahead, Dave.
What you call a sheep who can sing and dance?
Okay. I'm sorry, say that again.
Lady Baba.
Oh no!
All right.
Yes.
So this one's from Aaron. Okay, from the chat room, and it says, "Why do books hate libraries?"
Oh no!
They keep getting
They have to leave.
Oh, all right, that qualifies. I got one. Why can't dinosaurs clap their hands?
And they're dead.
All right. Because they're.
Oh, that was it?
Yes. Because they are extinct.
Sorry, I'm just being a smart ass.
What do you call it? What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
I'm sorry. What do you call what?
A cow with only 2 legs.
Utterly useless.
Lean beef.
Ooh.
Oh my!
And related.
Okay, one more.
I got
a cow with no legs.
I have one that is actually related to decorating. Who won the neck decorating contest?
Which decorating contest?
A neck decorating contest.
Oh, a neck decorating contest. I give up.
No winner. It was a tie.
Yeah, that's enough. That's it. We're gonna get thrown off the air.
Yeah, we're gonna come off the air soon. So thank you guys so much for coming and talking about the Rose Float. I hope that everybody shows our commercials and puts in a request so that you can share this around the Kiwanis world and that we blow up the TV viewing world on January 1st, watching the parade. Because this is I think it's another award winner. Harold Ferris had a phenomenal float last year that won the Volunteer of the Year award. And I think this is going to be a definite potential award winner. So in our last couple seconds,
do you have a
what would you like to share?
Do you have a wow?
No, we're gonna pass on wow because
pass on the wow. Okay. No wow.
Yeah, because we got like 1 minute.
Okay.
Be careful and have fun.
All right.
www.kiwanisrosefloatclub.com. It has all the info you're going to need for the project and all of our events.
There we go.
Absolutely. And so everybody out there watching, know that this is National Recovery Month. It's National Mental Health Month. It's also National Suicide Prevention Month. There's so much going on out there, and you never know when you're encountering something or someone, what they're going through. So please be kind always. And with that, thank you for watching the show. And next week, we'll be right back.
Yay.
John?